We are back with continuing coverage of the war between Israel and Hamas. Now, if you're just waking up, overnight the death toll climbed to 2,100, and that number is expected to climb even more. Today, Secretary of State Antony Blinken will head to Israel. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is live in Washington, D.C. with more on what President Biden is doing to support Israel. And Gabe, we heard the president clearly state yesterday the United States stands with Israel.
Yeah, that's right, Maureen. Good morning. The president calling this an act of sheer evil and speaking in very emotional terms yesterday here at the White House, confirming that the death toll for Americans has risen to 14, and also for the first time saying that U.S. citizens were among the hostages taken by Hamas. Later on in the day, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that around 20 or so Americans are believed to be missing, though it's unclear how many of those were actually taken hostage. The U.S. now sending technical experts to Israel to help with intelligence sharing to try and get some of those hostages back, although the White House has been very clear that it does not plan to send American troops on the ground. Now, as you mentioned, Maureen, Secretary of State Antony Blinken now heading to the region to reiterate the U.S.'s support for Israel. And this all comes as the Biden administration is trying to make clear to other enemies of Israel in the region not to exploit what's going on for their own benefit. The president speaking very clearly about this with a stark warning that any enemies of Israel should not do that. Again, President Biden speaking and confirming that 14 Americans are now among the dead as this war rages on in Israel.
Yeah, and Gabe, political infighting here in the U.S. is now getting in the way of helping our ally. What do we know about the efforts to approve aid for Israel?
Well, that is a big question. Right now, the Biden administration says that in the short term, the administration has been able to send some military assistance to act as a deterrent, a carrier strike group heading to the eastern Mediterranean, and also some other assistance, as I mentioned, those technical experts on the way. But long term, there will be a need, the White House says, for more funding for Israel. And right now, Congress is effectively paralyzed. There is no House Speaker. Even a resolution expressing support for Israel can't pass the U.S. House because there is no House Speaker. So there is now a new urgency here on Capitol Hill to do just that, pick a House Speaker so that the U.S. can send more money to Israel as the fighting rages.
Right, it's a very important, pressing issue here. Gabe Gutierrez, live for us in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much.